So when I record myth busting videos, I usually like to do myths that only take a few hours to do at max. If less, that would be nice. So for instance, if I'm trying to do a myth where I test like an enchant, for instance, I just have to get the enchant and it won't take too long. But today that changes. I spent 7 hours just doing dragons non-stop because what I decided to do is to do 100 dragons in a single lobby. Now I have a few reasons for this. The first reason I decided to do this is because a lot of the times when people are doing consecutive dragons to get profit in the game, they usually like to swap lobbies if they get a bad dragon like a protector dragon or a young dragon or a boomer dragon, things like that, right? So for instance, if I do a dragon and I'm in a new lobby, I get a protector, a lot of times people will swap, but if they get a superior, they'll stay there because they think it'll spawn another superior. But I decided to test that. Now, it took me about 7 hours to do all of these dragons, so I want to give a shout out to Bad and Supermore who helped with these dragons. I know Supermore did like 100 dragons with me, and then Bad did 95 dragons, placing 4 summoning eyes. There was also TBN or Waffles who did like 5 and then got a superior, so he's a lucky boy. Also, shout out to Bad and Rocketman7878 for helping me do the Google Sheet, which contains all of the information. It's public, it's in the description, so you can view all the dragons we got down below and all the damage and the loot we got and all that stuff. Now, I don't want to ramble on, so I want to give you guys a few tips to do your own dragons because there's always got to be a takeaway, right? What's the takeaway? One thing I recommend doing is using some really good potions, so I personally use Strength 8, Critical 4, Archery 4, Magic Find 4, and Spirit 4. These are all overkill, but I recommend them. To get Strength 8, you need these knockoff colas, which you can find from the bartender. They go for like 1,500 coins each, so they're really cheap. Also, you need an enchanted blaze rod, which go for at least like 500,000 coins on the auction house. These ones here are pretty basic, just flint and feathers and awkward potions. To get Magic Find 1 and Spirit 1, you have to buy it from the Fearmonger during the spooky events, and they happen like every 5 days or so, and then you buy them with 10 green candy or 1 green candy. And obviously you need enchanted glowstone and enchanted redstone. I also recommend using enchanted gunpowder to make them all splash because you don't lose any duration. Make sure it's enchanted. You can lose like half the duration if you use normal gunpowder, it's bad. There's also a few things I recommend, like talisman spamming. So what you want to do is you want to get as many talismans as possible. So as you can see in my accessory bag, I have a ton of them all on itchy and strong and stuff like that. But what you can also do is put talismans in your inventory. So then you just get even more crit damage and more crit chance. I have them on Zealous, so I get chance and damage. For the armor, I recommend wearing Tarantula armor because if you're wearing full Tarantula armor, you can double jump. And that's really nice. The one thing about dragons is that if you're double jumping, you can also use a thing called a hurricane bow. You've all heard of it. You can basically just go like this and then float above the dragon. I gotta get arrows. If you go like this and then just spam the dragon and you do a ton of damage, it's really effective. Though they are nerfing the hurricane bow or technically fixing it, so this won't be as viable in the future, but it's still gonna be really good. And since the hurricane is being fixed, you could also just melee it and put like Dragon Hunter on your sword or something. Anyways, I don't want to waste your time, so I'll show you some dragon fights and then all the loot I got and then some graphs and some cool things that we can look at the end. So let's do it. I have so many eyes to go through. The deal is, you do not damage me by a mill. What I mean by this is that apparently if you get second place and you get outdamaged by the person in first place by over 1,000,000 damage and you placed at least 2 summoning eyes to get a sword, you can't get a sword at all. Because you get like a different amount of fragments if you weren't outdamaged by 1,000,000. So that's kind of the theory behind it, so we gotta be not 1,000,000 damage apart. Rip. Oof, bad start.
Good start. Okay, we got lots of eyes.
Of course,
We have so many eyes, I could do like 100 dragons. Not
Oh, yeah.
700. Kind of messed up there. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, out of mana. Where did I get to start? I got boots. Alright. That right there is generally how fast our dragons go. They can go faster because that was a protector, so it wasn't like the best example or the best start. But we got some pretty good runs throughout this whole thing. No. Okay.
You got a bad lobby.
No, it's just with luck. It's not the lobby. I got first. I got legs. Okay.
Oh, you got a sword.
Just also sit in the lobby, recruit people in, and just walk them in.
Boots. Superior!
Oh,
Let's go! I better get a chest plate from this, bro.
Steven,
I want you to get hurt. I want you to get hurt.
Why? Cause you're sandbagging and you want better loot?
Yes.
What did I get?
What
I got chest plate! I got chest plate!
Dude!
I got a chest plate.
That was perfect. Dude.
Get these leggings. Now I get leggings.
Am I using the right bow? Yeah, I am. I just stole my bow. Okay, I got it. I'm throwing. I'm gonna get a sword right now. I got a chest plate. Hey! This is nice.
Super Mario, you're not broke anymore.
Dude, look at the end now.
Bro, I've got the chest plate and the leggings on. Dragons. Ha!
Superior!
Dude, I
And dead. What did I get? Where's the loot? I got legs.
Yay!
I got frag.
Helmet. Leggings.
We got him.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn,
Boots.
that did
Boots.
bad.
Thank you. Got that dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Send
yeah.
in
What do I get?
increments.
Let's go. Hey, I got a sword.
No!
2 swords. Boots? What do you mean? The dragons are getting kind of repetitive, I feel like, so I'm just gonna skip through the superior dragons with longer than 2-second gameplay per dragon.
Be protected, old, young, and stable. It's the same news.
Oh
If
And I-
it's a 50th dragon, it means something.
It's a sign. Every
And I used the dragon.
I'm at 1.4. I
That
bet
was-
bad's at 5. No.
I'm at 6K.
Hey, I'm not gonna sandbag this one. It's still gonna get actually. It's literally like what's gonna happen.
Oh, this activated YouTuber lock.
Leggings, let's go!
I got a chest plate!
Oh!
bad luck, huh?
I wanna have it all in
You
a
just need to
chest.
put up a... Oh, okay.
Oh my god!
Oh!
I'm at 1.2. I'm doing horrible.
You're still gonna get a chest plate, don't worry.
Probably, honestly. Let's be real.
Dude, you guys have made so much for superiors.
We've gotten
I
2
won.
chest plates and 1 leg. I got
Chest
legs.
plate.
Oh, did not get frag.
Was very
No,
Can you guys please get
Get
a
sword?
dragon stuff?
I lost mine.
Oh, let's go!
Superior.
Yep, our viewers only got a... But at least we got the money.
Oh my god, it's literally dead.
He's got a lot of third place legs. I just died.
Chest
I just
plate.
got
Chest plate.
frags!
Chest plate.
No! Alright, so it's probably been at least like 6 minutes for you. I don't really know. But it's been about 10 seconds for me since I made the intro. Anyways, currently I have 80 million coins in the bank. And when I started this project, I had 85 million coins in the bank. So clearly, I lost money, right? No, I didn't. I actually have a ton of more things to sell, like all of these wise pieces, and then a bunch of unstable pieces, and then a bunch of protector and old pieces. Barely any youngs for some reason. I didn't even get young boots. Actually, no, I think I got like 2. Yeah, there's young boots right there, so I got a full young set. Anyways, once I sell all of this stuff, and then all of this, I should be at like 100 mil, 105 mil. So that's pretty cool. I definitely did profit from this. And if I haven't shown you the loot already, I'll put a few screenshots on the screen right now. We profited a lot, and also the loot will be in the Google Doc as well. So one of the main reasons I did this video is to find out whether dragon lobbies, or end lobbies, have predetermined amounts of dragons that are supposed to spawn for 100, or if it's totally random. So a few months ago, it was revealed that every dragon has a 16% chance of spawning, but superiors have a 4% chance of spawning because, you know, it makes sense. Superiors are way more expensive, they're way more rare. So obviously, they're going to have a lower spawn rate. So what's funny is that by the end, we had like 16 of 3 different types of dragons. So we were confident that there were not going to be any more spawns. Anyways, that theory is totally wrong, and it's actually just totally random. So in total, from all the dragons, I got 20 old dragons, 17 protector dragons, 17 wise dragons, 16 unstable dragons, 17 strong dragons, 8 young dragons, and 5 superior dragons. So a lot of them were kind of close to 16%. Especially unstable, that was exactly on it. Also, a few months ago, a YouTuber that I'm sure you can guess made a video saying that day 2 and day 30 has the highest chance to spawn superior dragons. And I can confirm that is not true, though we did get a day 2 superior. So anything in the Google Doc that says like even days have a higher chance to get superiors, it's totally wrong. It's a joke, don't believe it. Also, while I'm here, I want to give a few more tips for just doing dragons and being prepared. Okay, so one thing you can do is you can take full crystal armor, and then you wear it, and then you hold anything that gives mana. So for instance, I have a Reaper Falchion, and it gives 200 mana when held. So one thing you can do is you go to the end, and then you go through, and then you have 1,500 mana to start off with. Obviously, your mana is going to depend on your alchemy level, or your enchanting level, things like that, but you can have a lot of mana. Obviously, you want this crystal set to be wise, because the wise stat is modified because of the light levels, so yeah. And then what you do is you just swap to a full set of Tarantula armor, and then you have a ton of mana to use for double jumping. Then you don't need wise or unpleasant, like on this piece. Well, unpleasant's good, but wise is bad, so I gotta get this to godly for more damage. Anyways, if I were to give you guys a few tips on dragons, first of all, you want to get as many talismans as possible. So anything that is a common up to a rare, you want it to be on itchy, and then all the epics and strongs you want on, well, strong. These I have godly just because I want the crit chance, because Tarantula doesn't give me as much crit chance as Superior. You want to have at least a Runin's Bow, and I recommend getting Dragon Hunter. At least some level on it, because it's pretty good. At least Dragon Hunter 2, it's pretty cheap. Best value. Also, combat level is really useful. Make sure you have a high combat skill. Obviously, you need at least combat level 12 to enter the end, but that takes like 5 minutes to get with gas farming. So one thing you could do is just like watch YouTube and then have a bunch of gas minions, and then when the gas appear, just go on your Minecraft and shoot it with a hurricane bow or something. So yeah. Anyways, guys, if this video helped you out at all and you learned something from it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And did you know that only 79.8% of you guys are not subscribed? You should become one of them that are subscribed, which is only 18.7%. And then there's like 1.6% of you guys that are apparently aliens, and YouTube doesn't know what to mark you as. But I want to hit 100k by the end of the year, and I'm like at 85k subs. Only 15,000 subs to go, and we have a month left. Can we get 15k in a month? Yes, we can. Anyways, there's some more Skyblock videos on the screen right now if you want to watch it. And yeah, bye!